Welcome back to Mallala Motorsport Park. As you can see, there is a very big crowd here today, not only to see the chase for the championship, but also to say goodbye to the king of the road. Plenty of Brocky supporters here at Mallala today. Well, time now to have a look at this very challenging Mallala circuit. Barry, talk us through it.
Yeah, it's a really great little circuit. You know, the way that the condition of the circuit, the way the place is looked after is great. You see there after the start and finish, there's a right and a long left-hand loop. That is a lot tighter than it looks. Goes down past the pit lane, and that other loop that leads onto the back straight is really a lot tighter than it looks. Top speed down the back straight is about 235 k's, and then you see on the right-hand side you get the hairpin that is really tight. Back up through the S's and onto the start and finish.
Well, let's have a look through how they line up for the first race of 3, round 9 here today. Greg Murphy, as we said earlier, for the 4th time in his Shell Australian Touring Car career, which is just this year, he's off pole. Perkins alongside, Saiton and Brock the second row.
Third row of the grid is John Bowe and Mark Scaife. Fourth row of the grid is Jonesy and Russell Ingall.
We then go back row 5, Mark Larkham, Dick Johnson. Row 6, Stevie Richards and Tony Longhurst.
Row 7, Stephen White and John Faulkner. Row 8, Mark Poole and Terry Finnegan.
Row 9, Hossack and Smurden. Karen Brewer, our female racer, and Danny Osborne, row 10. So we are getting set for a start. On board there with John Bowe.
And watch the first series of corners, because it's going to be like Piccadilly Circus on a Saturday afternoon.
Green light, we are away. Let's see who's got the jump. Perkins got away to a good start. Murphy as well. Murphy's going to take him through the first corner.
Oh,
now
somebody locking her up there. Round goes Brocky.
Scaife involved in that one as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hope he can survive that. Yeah, all the fields managed to get through fairly cleanly, but he was right in the middle of that. He would have been holding his breath, clenching his teeth, hoping everyone got by. The luck's on his side today.
Yeah, we couldn't really see what happened. It did look as if he got a little bit of a tap up the backside. It's on board with Dick Johnson.
Well, there were plenty of guys muscling into that first turn. There's Bev Brock, Peter's wife, watching on anxiously from pit lane. Peter goes right to the back of the field. His teammate, Greg Murphy, though, has got through faster than anyone. He'll lead them down the back straight for the first time. Larry Perkins under attack, under brakes, and Glenn Saiton in third position.
Up the inside, Bow. Oh, that was close.
Ingles jumped up a couple of spots as well. Alan Jones, and we go back Longhurst, Richards, Hossack. The field all getting through okay. That first corner, Scotcher curve, always creates some mayhem, and there is Scaife. Mark Scaife has got big problems.
Well, a bit of a comeback drive at Mallala. He's going to run there and at Oran Park. He hasn't got away cleanly for that first turn. Meanwhile, Greg Murphy feeling plenty of heat from Larry Perkins in the 11 Commodore. Saiton gets some air under that tyre. He leads John Bowe through, and Russell Ingall up to 5th. A great start from the Castrol teammate.
Yeah, it's a very difficult circuit to overtake here. There's not really many places. At the end of the back straight, it's really hard work, you know, to get up the inside, and that's about one of the very few places you can pass.
Well, there's your championship battles. Saiton, Bowe and Ingall. 1, 2, 3. They're battling for 3rd, 4th and 5th position. Looks like Tony Longhurst. Yeah, he's in trouble as well.
Yeah, keep your eyes on those 3. Here's Murphy. He's out in front. He's doing very well. He's got away to a good jump. Here's the replay.
Scaife locks her up and taps Brocky up the bum, for want of a better word.
Bowe was lucky, yeah.
Oh, look at JJ, lucky on the dirt there.
Snuck through on the inside.
Let's
so
have
Brock
a look.
Managed to survive.
A different angle. Here's the high shot for you. Now watch closely in that middle pack, Scaife and Brock.
Oh, somebody, no, it was
Ingall.
Ingall banged Mark Scaife up the back, and Scaife went into the back of Brocky.
So it's a chain reaction there, a bit of a domino effect. Started 2 cars back. Brock was the recipient of the damage, so he spun right around, and fortunately the field managed to miss him.
Poor old Mark Scaife, he was looking forward to a great return here at Mallala. He does very, very well here at the Mallala circuit, but his race 1 is over. Let's hope the Gibson Motorsport team can get things fixed for race 2.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate, because in qualifying, after qualifying, he said he was really happy with his car and the tyres were working exceptionally well, and when you think it's one of the very few races he's doing, it's an irony.
Here's the windscreens O'Brien profile for Greg Murphy. Winner of Bathurst, of course. He shared that win with Craig Lowndes last year. Also the Sandown win, the Gold Star Award in New Zealand, and also out here. And these are his last 4 results.
And on the end of that, he should say he's had more bad luck than anybody else this season.
Well, he's coming good at the right time, Mark Oster, and let's hope he can notch another win up like he did last week at Barbagallo.
Yeah, when I spoke to him after qualifying yesterday, he was just sort of saying, if he'd had the reliability that he's having in the season right at this end, he would have been right in the championship battle. We're on board with Glenn Saiton in the Ford Credit Falcon, sitting back there in 3rd position.
Now look how tight this corner is. When we get round this complex here, through the left-hander, now you look how this thing tightens up on the way out. Oh, wrong one. It tightens up so bad when we get an onboard shot again. You can't believe, you know, you look on, you see it on the screen, but when you're actually behind the wheel, like Saiton is this corner, look how long this goes on for. Goes on and on.
Our championship points leader, we're sitting in the cockpit with him and he's celebrating his 100th Shell Australian Touring Car Drive today. This is it, the big ton for Glenn Saiton. He's sitting there in third. There's Murphy and Larry Perkins just up a little bit. Perkins had a great race last week, winning the first one at Barbagallo. See how he goes this time. Let's have a listen to Glenn Saiton, the roar of the big Falcon.
Mark Scaife, meanwhile, in pit lane. He will not be impressed. He'll be pretty steamed, actually, because I know how much he was looking forward to this race.
Look how tight this thing is.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at the lock.
Full armful of lock. It shows how tight it is, muscling these big V8s around this circuit. It's got a couple of overtaking opportunities, but it's also quite a narrow track too. But look, by the look of it, monitor that gap. It's 1.7 seconds. Saiton to our race leader Murphy, and see if the two Commodores are opening a gap over the Ford driver.
They are. They're gradually sneaking away. Shot of the massive crowd here coming onto the main straight. They are jammed in right around the fence line, around the whole circuit. We still ride with Saiton. Here he comes through Scotcher Curve, and Ingle is coming right up on John Bow now, so we'll keep our eyes on this battle for a little while. Ingle right up on JB, the two guys that are chasing Glenn Saiton for the 97 crown.
Well, that lap record's already gone. Murphy's on a 1:08.35. He's already undercut that lap record, and there's 5 guys running under that as well. Look how close.
Up. I tell you what's going to be interesting when we get sort of halfway through this race towards the latter stage of the race. Brakes are so important around this place. It's one of the hardest circuits in the country on brakes, so you can watch out for somebody tapping somebody up the backside.
Well, that position there on the track coming into that corner, it's a good inside manoeuvre, it's a good inside passing opportunity. You saw Ingle dive to the inside, Bow had it covered, then he switched to the outside. This is the view, the rear end. John Bow's number 18 Shell Helix Falcon. Ingle tries the outside option again. Nice and close.
Bearing in mind all the sort of verbal that has been going on between these two, this is a battle worth watching.
No doubt Clark, of course, Tim Schenken will be looking at that replay of the tape of that first corner incident. Yeah. They've certainly been keeping him busy, these guys, over the last few races. John Bow now. Russell Ingle right behind him. For the order, Murphy, Perkins, Saiton. Here's the battle for 4th and 5th between Bow and Ingle. And it's Johnson, Jones and Richards. That's a great drive from Johnson too. Keep in mind he's got that really badly injured arm, and it's giving him a lot of pain.
Well, when you think about it, the muscle that is torn is the muscle, and when you clench your fist, there's the muscle on the top of your forearm. That is the muscle that Dick Johnson has torn, and you see as soon as you move your fist, that muscle moves. So you can imagine that DJ's doing it hard at the moment.
Keeping you up to date, top privates here at the moment is the local driver Mark Poole on the Scots Transport entry. Have a look at this battle. Dick Johnson's doing extremely well. He's coming right up on Ingle. Ingle is trying everything he possibly can on John Bow.
Terry Finnegan's a retiree. He's pulled out at the end of the last lap.
So Ingle now. Dunlop onboard camera out of the back of John Bow's car. Look how close Ingle gets to the back of the Shell Falcon at a Goodyear corner. Ingle's really been on a flyer. He's one of the fastest guys on the track at the moment. 1:08.43. Five cars now have gone under the lap record.
What's going to be intriguing, Mark, is to see where Ingle can get past Bowie, you know, because it's... You'd have to say that Russell's skating on thin ice at the moment as far as, you know, getting his legs slapped, right or wrong. You know, it's something that everybody's watching.
Well, there's your Shell Helix race score for you. Your top 9. Larkham sitting in the top, inside the top 10. He's doing a good job. There's a fair bit of panel damage or damage to the door there on the driver's side door on John Bow's car. Just got a good glimpse of that. Perkins is still pursuing, still chasing. Alan Jones also tucked in there behind Dick Johnson. These guys, it is on.
There's the top 3 too, all running in formation. Saiton, Bow and Ingle. They're the 3 guys going for the title. This race absolutely critical in terms of their championship position. Look at that huge crowd. And you look at Mallala Raceway.
The top 9 guys have all lapped in the 1:08 bracket, so that is close stuff.
Greg Murphy, new lap record holder, a 1:08.35. He did that very early on. And he really is cranking up a fearsome pace at the front of this pack, but Larry Perkins is not letting him get away. Here's the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th position. Alan Jones closing on the back of Dick Johnson's Shell Ford.
Russell Ingle was a little bit down on himself yesterday during qualifying. He said he could have done better, and he said, just watch me, I'll definitely make my way through the field, and he's doing just that. We go on now with Dick Johnson, working hard. He's got Alan Jones chasing him pretty fiercely around the Mallala circuit. And it's a good effort for Dick just to be driving because he is in a lot of pain. I said, you know, are you in pain out there? He said, mate, every gear change.
Now, that's the point about it. It's his left arm. Obviously, your gear change. You look how hard your left arm is working. Watch.
215 kilometres an hour down the back straight. Accelerating out. With Alan Jones breathing down his neck. Just a quick look up into the rearview mirror. So the field breaking up into a number of separate battles.
Murphy's just lapping fractionally quicker consistently than Larry Perkins. He's got a gap of, what, just over 1 second on him now.
Well, if we have a look back since the inception of the V8 formula in 1993, it's 2-all. 2 to Ford, 2 to Holden, and it has in fact gone Falcon, Commodore. So if you follow that pattern, Marco, so the Falcons are due for a win here today, but Greg Murphy's spoiling that theory at the moment.
Yeah, he's been tremendous form. There's never been any doubt about Murph's speed. He's taken the most pole positions of anyone this year. This was his 4th this weekend. But he just had those reliability problems with the mobile car early in the season, all sorts of driveline failures.
Plus that big major failure at Phillip Island.
Yeah, he really hasn't had luck going with him.
Well, things are going his way at the moment. He is sitting pretty at the top of the leaderboard. Larry Perkins sitting in second, Glenn Saiton, John Bowe and Russell Ingall. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back. You're watching race 1, round 9 of this year's Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. The mobile HRT Commodore, Greg Murphy, the Murph, there he is. He leads the way and he'll be feeling quite comfortable out in front. Perkins is sitting in behind him.
Go the Murph. I mean, he's on such good form. And when you think of everything that's happened to him all through the year, you know, for the end of the year to come right for him, it's if it's going to come right any time, it's the good end of the year.
Yeah, don't forget too that he'll team up with Craig Lowndes, the Bathurst winning pair, Sandown and Bathurst winning pair from last year later in the year. So this all goes well for the Mobile Holden racing team as the endurance races come closer. Larry Perkins in second position, just sitting behind, 1.5 seconds. Murphy's just slowly building that gap, pulled out a couple of tenths on Larry. So Murph well in control of this race at the moment. Glenn Saiton, 1.9, almost 2 seconds behind Greg Murphy. So position staying fairly static. John Bowe back in 4th.
Oh, Larry getting a little bit sideways. Saiton, Bowe, Ingall, here they come. The leading trio for the championship. Saiton's lead at one stage during this year was in excess of 40 points. It's now down to 2. And John Bowe, when you talk to him, he said, well, I'm the last bloke in the world who can believe I am where I am, but I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, when you look at his results too, from the year, he had one pole position.
You look at Saiton, the thing that is so impressive about Saiton, he goes out in practice, when he comes back and he's sitting there in front of the computer reprogramming the fuel management, engine management, you know, he's so hands-on, Glenn Saiton, and I think it's a lot of stuff that he can really be proud of that a lot of people don't realise.
225 kilometres an hour, that's 10k up on Dick Johnson's speed we saw a couple of laps ago. The field bunching up there, we're with Glenn Saiton. Drink straw at the ready. Fortunately, it's a reasonably cool day here, but the cabin temperatures in these cars can get as high as 50 degrees centigrade. And they really fry, particularly when you're working hard like this.
He's good, even though he's under a lot of pressure at the moment. He's so good. He's got such a good head on his shoulders. He said, oh, well, I've had those 2 disastrous rounds. He said, let's get on with it.
Yeah, Mr. Positive, isn't he?
Yep. Working hard behind the wheel through Scotcher Curve. Coming round. Down onto the pit straight. We have a look further back now. Alan Jones still in the chase, still pursuing Dick Johnson. And have a look who's in behind there. Young Stevie Richards has come up in the Valvoline Cummins Commodore. He had a great result in race 3 last week at Barbagallo. He equalled his best finish, which ironically or coincidentally was here last year at Mallala when he got second, when he was still a privateer.
I was talking to him this morning. He was saying that the car is just getting better and better. They're not getting a lot of opportunity to go testing. A few of the tweaks and things that Mike Axel and the boys have been working into this car. It's just getting stronger and stronger toward the end of the season. Steve really using it to best advantage. Look as he closes right up on the back of Alan Jones and Dick Johnson. This battle for 6th, 7th and 8th positions. Mark Larkham and Mark Poole behind round out the top 10.
That's great for Mark Poole, the local driver. The Scots Transport entry. That's his comeback. He's missed a couple of rounds. As AJ now comes up the outside option on Dick Johnson. tucks back inside, starts to get it a little bit sideways in the Komatsu Falcon. Alan Jones really hounding Dick Johnson now, and Stevie Richards sitting behind, waiting for his opportunity as well.
Yeah, AJ looks like he's getting a bit impatient there.
Keep in mind, Dick Johnson's carrying this injury. That arm would be aching, but he's so pumped up. He's got his mirrors full of Alan Jones Komatsu Ford. He won't be thinking about his elbow at the moment, I think.
That would take anybody's mind off of it, isn't it?
Takes the defensive inside line down into the southern loop. AJ, look how close he is. Coming out, this big run up the back, well, what we call the back straight. It's actually through Shell Curve.
Dick take a deep breath there. Shell Helix race camera on board. Dick Johnson's Shell 17 Ford, braking hard. Let's go another view above the windscreen of the Falcon. And meanwhile, Glenn Saiton is feeling plenty of heat from John Bowe and Russell Engel. They really have closed the gap. John Faulkner there in trouble too. We saw on the onboard camera. But there's a real battle hotting up. Here it is, Glenn Saiton, John Bowe and Russell Engel. They've really nailed the back of this car, and there's still a few laps left.
The championship trio, here they are. This is the Dunlop on-car camera, the rear shot from John Bowe's car. Lap 14 of 17, we've got 4 remaining. It is going to be on.
You can see a mark there on the front bumper of Engel's car. You see they're just to the left of the Dunlop sign. So, don't know, it'd be interesting to see what they have to say to Russell after this.
So, whether Seaton's got a problem, let's look at his lap time here. Last lap round was a 1:10.33.
Oh, Engel's slow.
Very wide. Yeah. So what's happening here? In front of John Bowe's car. So he closes in on the back of our title leader, Glenn Saiton. Battle really heating up now. Engel's coming back into the battle. He might have missed a gear or something coming out of that corner, but now he's right back onto the back.
We were talking earlier just how close qualifying was. The top 6 cars covered by a mere 1/10 of a second. John was saying earlier on, he rang his father last night and said, "Dad, the good news is I'm only a 10th off pole position. The bad news is I'm in 5th.
I wouldn't mind betting that Glenn's having a little bit of brake trouble, you know, because JB made a hell of a lot of ground on brakes then at the end of the back straight, so we can only assume, but it looks...
3 laps to go for Saiton. This is so critical. You know, we're just so close to the end of the championship. Every position you can hold can be so vital when that comes right down to the crunch in the points chase.
Well, when you consider it, there's 3 guys within 4 points. It's totally ridiculous when there's like 500 points being dished out.
XR Falcon onboard camera takes you with Glenn Saiton over his shoulder. And he's looking in that mirror. He's got John Bowe right behind him. Tries to get maximum speed out of this corner. We cut to the other side of the battle now with John Bowe. As he tries to get a bit of an advantage on Saiton, accelerating up to top gear.
Now, it'd be interesting if we see here on the brakes. So that's only a normal sort of game, but looking at the commentary box down at the back straight there, Bowe made a hell of a lot on brakes.
Keep in mind, if John Bowe gets in front of Glenn Saiton, that will put them equal on points at the end of this heat. So how tight do you want it, folks? Unbelievable battle for the championship. It's going right down to the wire at Mallala.
Keep in mind, Greg Murphy, Larry Perkins, there you're leading 2. Murph out in front, Perkins sitting in 2nd. We're watching the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. At the moment here, Saiton, Bowe and Engel sitting in behind, waiting for his chance. Time is running out. 2 more laps left to run now. Can Glenn Saiton hang on to that 3rd position? We look back, Dick Johnson is still there. Alan Jones still chasing, and Stevie Richards further back.
So Murphy now spilled it out over 3.1 seconds over Larry Perkins. And it's Saiton coming plenty of heat from Bowe and Engel. Tremendous battles right up and down this top 10 order.
It was a good year last year for the Mobile HRT outfit. Craig Lowndes won here last year and in fact sealed the championship at this very round last year. So Greg Murphy's going the right way about it at the moment to make it another good day, another good year at the Mallala circuit for HRT. Jones hard on the brace on Dick Johnson. And I guess we can't give enough credit, but we'll pay enough credit to Dick for that injury. Going very well. We go back on the Dunlop in-car camera with John Bowe.
Yeah, I did that brake thing with Saiton. I don't think he has got brake trouble. It must have been just a big all-out effort from JB that lap, because John hasn't been making hardly any ground. Out the front, the Murph is taking it nice and easy now. He's got just about a 3-second lead.
Last lap remaining for this battle. Glenn Saiton in 3rd, Bowe in 4th, Engel in 5th. What a tremendous fight, not only for this race but for the championship.
We're looking forward to the next race. Someone else would want to get a pretty good start, otherwise Murphy's going to run away with it today. John Bow now, under brakes on. Glenn Saiton, he knows this is his last opportunity to really throw everything he's got at Saiton. The Ford Credit Falcon moves out to the left-hand side, going up the back section of the straight through Shell Curve.
I tell you, Saiton's car's not slow, is it? He's just pulling away on acceleration. Ain't going to get round there.
Takes the best battle position right down the middle of the road, leaning over the inside of the track. There's nowhere for Bow. He wants to get past. He's got to go around the long way. And Saiton covering his track, shifts up. XR Falcon on board camera. You're riding with our championship leader as he brakes hard for the S's for the final time.
As we said, he's celebrating his 100th drive as we go up to the front, and Greg Murphy takes out race 1 here today at Mallala. Good on you, Greg. A good solid drive. Larry Perkins will be happy with his second spot. Now let's keep an eye on it. Glenn Saiton does hang in there to pick up 3rd spot, and he'll be happy about that. That's a good way to celebrate his 100th Shell Australian Touring Car drive, holding out the 2 guys that are hassling him big time for the championship, and a good job well done there by number 15 Mobile HRT car, Greg Murphy. Good confidence boost for him. Nice way to kick off the day. Let's check the Shell Helix race score for you, confirming the positions. Murphy in for the win from Larry Perkins, Glenn Saiton, John Bow and Russell Ingle in there for 5th position. Well, hope you enjoyed that first race. There's 6 back through 10 for you. Mark Poole, the top privateer. Stay with us here on Network 10. More after this.